So a couple of years ago when I was first starting my home gym, I was obviously looking around online a lot for different pieces of equipment to get started with. And I came across the obvious things like your squat rack and your bench, and that's all great, and I have those things. But I came across a video from a guy who goes by Home Gym Athletics, and I'll make sure to link him in the description. But he was showing off what he uses in his gym a lot, which are just these hammock straps, which I know probably sounds weird because it's not really gym equipment, but it meets three criteria that I think make the perfect home gym equipment, which is it's extremely versatile, very minimal footprint, and they're cheap. I got these a couple of years ago for less than 15 bucks. They're probably not much more expensive now. There's a ton of different kinds on Amazon. They have, a rate weighting, I think combined of 1,000 pounds, so they're plenty strong, but there's just so much that you can do with them. And they've become irreplaceable in my home gym. With both myself and clients, I use them all the time. So first of all, they completely replace what you would typically have as far as like gymnastics rings or TRX, because you can do that exact same functionality, but you're not restricted to just what those things can do. You can put these as close together or as far apart as you want instead of just having them connected at one point like you would with TRX or gymnastics rings. Then all you have to do is with any of these loops, throw a carabiner clip on, clip in a D handle, then you've got the exact same basic setup. Now you have the versatility of putting whatever specific kind of handle you want, whatever kind of spacing that you want, and then you can use them for completely different movements as well. You can also do that same thing of the D handle and just clip it all the way up to the top to your closest point on the pull-up bar, and now you have articulating multi-grip pull-up handles that you can put, again, as wide or as close together as you want, completely free motion. And that's obviously something that is unique to these while replacing potentially another piece of home gym equipment, which would be a multi-grip pull-up bar, especially a more expensive one that does have some sort of built-in articulating handle. You can also bring it down to more of a mid position and do rack chins, which is something I've started using in my programming more and really like. So just right there is a couple of big things, but they can do way more than that. I use these all the time with either my lever arms or these new isolateral trolleys that I have on each side of the rack, to where you can take movements that you would normally have to start in the bottom position, like the lever arm back squat, and you can use those straps to allow you to start from the top. Again, they're rated to bear way more weight than what you're going to be putting on those movements, and it's very simple to just set up, clip in, and get started. Now, one addition I like to make to this is because I usually have these up on the pull-up bars, and you can get them down and put them back up, but frankly, I don't want to do that. And because they are quite long, I have basically this same thing, but it's a shorter daisy chain. Same basic concept, but with it being shorter, it's better for doing different movements where you need a little bit of that length for attachment. You still want the different loops, but just not quite as much of this taking up space. So I have some different examples of what I'm talking about there, but tricep pushdowns are one. I like to clip this in, and then I can put my attachment at any length that I want, whether I'm doing from the high cable or the low cable. I'm not in a situation where I have a functional trainer where I can put my cable starting point anywhere I want. So if I want to adjust that height a little bit, the daisy chain's perfect. You can also use these for accommodating resistance. So instead of having to use a connector chain to connect your heaviest chains to the bar, you can just use these hammock straps, throw it on the end of the bar, clip in wherever you want, and you can really dial in with these different loops where you want that weight to come from. Not really something I do in my programming a lot, but it's a great option. And this is something that Home Gym Athletics brings up in one of his videos. Another good spot for it is for using a dip belt, whether that's using it to replace the chain or just looping it through a few different weight plates to kind of keep them locked together as I clip in. It's the same basic concept, just a little bit shorter. And again, these are just as cheap, take up just as little space. So to conclude this, I find these to be an absolute hidden gem as far as the home gym equipment space goes. I can't imagine mine without it. They're just so versatile, they're cheap, they take up no footprint. I could go on, and I think that you should give them a shot and try them out. If you do, please make sure to comment and let me know what some of your favorite movements with these are. Please like and subscribe, all the YouTube stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks.